Hi everybody, today's review is on The Naked Gun. Obviously the new movie that came out this year, not the first one. Anyway, the plot of this movie is that Frank's son, Frank Jr., played by Liam Neeson, fi- goes to the police department at work and he finds out that the department is closing and he tries to prevent it from shutting down, and then one day on a case he finds an engineer in a car crash and he sees a matchbook which he believes to be a clue, and it leads him to the man's boss, Richard Kane, played by Danny Houston, who is an evil genius who wants to take control over humanity by using a device called the PLOT device. Get it? Get it? And it's a little machine that sends brain waves to everybody that reverts them to their primitive savage ways and really makes them absolutely barbaric and very Neanderthal uh, esque in their demeanor. So Frank is of course joined by his love interest, played by Pamela Anderson, to try and save the day and stop Richard and hopefully get his image in the police squad back, because he's seen as a joke because he messes up a lot. You've probably heard this movie is extremely funny. Many people have been saying it's the funniest movie I've seen in a long time. I can safely say the rumors are true. This was a very, very funny movie. Before, I guess if you're wondering, yes, I have seen the original Naked Gun movies. I do like them. The first one is really funny. I do think it's a very fun, like, slapstick, goofy action comedy. Naked Gun 2.5, I might be alone on this. That's my favorite one in the series. Naked Gun 2.5, like, I think I laughed more at it than the first one. I think it's easily the funniest of the franchise, and I absolutely loved it. Um, this one, 33 and a third, the final insult. I do really like that one. I mean, I think the whole thing, kind of like Scream 3, kind of the whole thing about it being about film and the Oscars and stuff, how like Scream 3 was about about filmmaking. I thought that was a little too on the nose, because I feel like parody films and satire films, like, they should be kind of more about, be more subtle at the fact that they're representing other movies, not really in your face. But 33 and a third still has a lot of good laughs. I still really like it. This one, yeah, honestly, I might be alone on this. I think this might be my favorite Naked Gun movie. I think this is probably the funniest one in the series. Honestly, like, I did say 2.5 was extremely funny. I think this one is probably the funniest Naked Gun movie. And I think a lot of it works because it's not trying to be a whole lot like the other Naked Gun movies. Like, it's not repeating all the same jokes. It's not trying to capture the same setup and or the similar characters, and it's not always structured the same. This one kind of feels more like a parody of modern day action movies, because the Naked Gun movies were like making fun of like cop films. This one is more of a spoof of action blockbusters, which makes sense because we're at an age where those movies are really big. And Liam Neeson, of course, does a lot of those kind of movies. Well, not the huge blockbusters, more just the action thrillers where he's an assassin, and he's amazing in the role as Frank. Honestly, I know Liam Neeson has done a few comedies, but I think he should do more, because he can actually be really funny. I think his dry delivery and he really plays the whole goofy, incompetent cop very well. Like, I think he has a really good sense of humor. I mean, I know he didn't write the film. I know he was probably just lucky with a funny script, but I really liked him in the role. He's believable as like a cop, because Liam Neeson's kind of the tough guy in all the movies, all his movies, but here he's basically a doofus and a klutz, just like his father, and he just wants to be a really good cop, and of course he always screws up, and it's, at first glance you might think it gets a little stale after a while. Like, you think it's a one note comedy about where, haha, a tough guy like Liam Neeson plays a doofus. But no, Liam Neeson actually doesn't really feel like it's making fun of his roles. He feels like he's having a lot of fun playing, an incompetent bubbling doofus because because it's not really making fun of Liam Neeson's characters per se. It's more so paying homage to, well, Leslie Nielsen, and he works very good. And all the slapstick that happens with him is like, it's really funny. I think his acting and his mannerisms like really sell it. Like, there's a lot of slapstick and visual gags in this movie, as you would expect with a Naked Gun movie, and it's basically a farce. It's a modern day farce, which is what the Naked Gun movies were. And it was great to see those kinds of movies back because spoof movies really died after those horrible Seltzer Friedberg movies. The spoof genre seemed to be really went down. So making a Naked Gun movie feels pretty dicey, especially because Naked Gun's one of the pinnacles of spoof movies. But I could say it's very funny. It's real, like, there's a lot of weird, crazy sight gags in the background that make no sense, and a lot of the slapstick really works well with the action scene. Like, there's a scene in a car chase where like Liam Neeson's driving, and like obviously because of all the action, like his windshield gets broken, and then you see like two guys in the road carrying a windshield, and he drives and it like perfectly fits on the windshield of his car. Like, it's stuff like that. Like, it's very very insane. There's a lot of like zany cartoony comedy that makes no sense. And even like the first joke in this movie is literally like, you know how like every movie starts with it showing the title, it literally like goes letter by letter saying the Naked Gun, but like the font is so huge and they can't fit the N on the gun, so they try to fit it. Like, it's stuff like that that never takes itself seriously. Like, there's constant jokes throughout, which is what you want. It's a spoof movie. It's supposed to be a humorous take on like serious cop movies, and it does it very well. Of course, lots of the jokes make no sense. It's very cartoony. Something like some things can just go into the police department out of nowhere. There's a really bizarre montage with Frank and the love and Pamela Anderson, and they build a snowman together like during the winter because, to get romantically involved, they spend time together, and then they literally read like a some kind of witchcraft book, and it brings the snowman to life, and the snowman like is basically a third wheel and it impedes their life, and the snowman turns psychotic, and it's insane. And I was laughing throughout. Like, it's so cartoony and so unapologetically insane that you just can't help but laugh. And not just spoof movies, that's another genre of movies that are of comedies that aren't really uh being made today. Movies that feel like live action cartoons. Because honestly, other than like maybe, I don't know, Birds of Prey, I don't think I've seen a live action comedy that really feels like a cartoon. Or I guess there was Beetlejuice last year, but yeah, movies like Beetlejuice, The Mask, Birds of Prey, and or Gremlins 2, like a lot of those kind of movies that just feel like cartoons but in live action, and we don't really get those kind of films anymore. And I think it was funny seeing Liam Neeson do one of those because he should do a lot more comedies. I think he's got a really good dry sense of humor that really goes well with a lot of his other co-stars, and I don't know what else to say. It's an extremely funny movie. Is it as funny as The Day the Earth Blew Up? Nah, I don't know if I'd really say that. I mean, I probably laughed just as much, but it's hard to be funnier than Looney Tunes because Looney Tunes is one of the funniest entertainment properties in the world. But I'd say I probably laughed as much as I did with Deadpool and Wolverine. So yeah, Naked Gun, it's really good. Like, the buzz is true. Like, if you're a fan of Naked Gun and you're kind of worried that this would be inferior and it wouldn't really be good since, most of the original cast is unfortunately dead, and you'd feel this would be a pale imitation, it's not. it's its own thing while still having the Naked Gun type humor. Like if you like those kind of ridiculous farce comedies, like if you like stuff like Austin Powers and Naked Gun, like those kind of stuff, this is definitely gonna be the kind of movie for you. It's got that same kind of humor. So okay, the trailers before the movie. There was the Smashing Machine. This one might be good. The Rock looks really unrecognizable in this. I mean, he plays in this movie. He plays some MMA fighter. It's a biopic of a real person. I don't recall who it was, but he looks really unrecognizable. The makeup is so good, and it's nice to see The Rock in a more serious, dramatic performance. And okay, I, even though I don't really like The Rock as a person, I think he's a good actor. Usually, when he's in a movie, I'm interested in seeing it, and I definitely like to see him do a more serious, dramatic performance. So, yeah, I might keep this one in mind. Nobody 2. I still haven't seen the first Nobody. I mean, it's probably fun. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's good, but maybe I might just check it out just in case. I'll see how it is. But I don't have really any strong feelings about Nobody 2 yet, so I don't know. The Running Man, which is based on a Stephen King story. This one looks pretty good, actually. The whole thing is like these people are like in a contest and a competition to try to survive while they're being hunted throughout. It looks pretty thrilling and a lot of fun. And I'm not familiar with the Running Man story much. I mean, I do I have been into Stephen King's work for the past few years, but I haven't read The Running Man. But this one looks quite good. I'll be sure to check this one out. I think this will be really thrilling and very fun, so I hope this one's good. And I got Roof Man, which is funny enough based on a true story. It's where Channing Tatum's this guy and like he's like a robber or something and like he takes shelter in a Toys R Us. It's apparently based on a true story and it looks pretty good honestly. I think it seems very interesting. I especially given it's something that really happened and it seems so really strange. You really want to know how the story goes. So yeah, Roofman, I'll definitely check this one out. And Channing Tatum's always fun, so I think this could be a really fun, interesting story. So yeah, if you're a fan of the Naked Gun, I definitely recommend checking this movie out. It's very funny. I had a blast with it, and it's definitely one of the funniest movies I've seen in recent years. So yeah, Naked Gun, I highly recommend it. Probably one of my favorite films of the summer. So take care, everybody.